Welcome to Selling Magic. This is the series for expert service providers in the spiritual, teaching, and personal transformation industries. Dear listener, this is for you if you're interested in what it takes to sell something that can't be held in the palm of your hand, how to sell from intangibles like potential, meaning, power, and change. I'm your host, Anna Bellissima. You can find me on all social media channels, and my guests here share their hard-won wisdom and cautionary tales to help you grow your business. Selling Magic is brought to you by The Demand Shift. This is the dark art of attraction marketing for inbound leads. It creates a pivot to your brand messaging that leads to more engagement, more inquiries, more motivated buyers, and it doesn't rely on constant content creation or live launches, and it works on any platform or medium you prefer. To learn more, you can read about it at thedemandshift.com. That's thedemandshift.com. My guest today is Justin Yip. Justin is a business leader and Gene Keys guide dedicated to integrating deep spiritual insights with practical business strategies. He specializes in helping entrepreneurs to achieve alignment through transformative practices and frameworks like human design, the Enneagram, and the Gene Keys. His work focuses on unlocking potential, fostering authentic connection, and creating purpose-driven businesses that thrive on both the personal and collective levels. Justin, welcome to Selling Magic. What is the piece of advice that you wish you had had when you were just starting out in the business of selling magic?
Yeah, I would say that my piece of wisdom for that would be to deeply connect with yourself, to really deeply understand yourself. And I'll elaborate more on that in saying that a lot of business information, strategies, methodologies, coaches, consultants, they focus so much on the outer impact, the ROI, the making of the money, that there's not a whole lot of individuals that offer the simple, practical, guided truth of deeply connecting with yourself, which I also mean to say it means deeply understanding yourself, which is why I'm so passionate about all these different archetypal systems.
Thank you. So I first encountered your work as a lead gen and systems specialist. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And it was only after a little while that your interest in human design and the Gene Keys and the Enneagram came to the forefront. So tell me about that journey of integrating these two quite on the surface separate branches. How have you brought them together in your business?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a quote I like, and I feel it's very applicable to my story, and it may be applicable to the stories of other visionary entrepreneurs out there. And that is, you're most powerfully positioned to serve the person you used to be. So I was an individual who focused a lot on the metrics, the system, the lead gen, the KPIs, the methodologies, and the ROI, making money. And I slowly began to realize that I was getting in the way of my own effectiveness. So I had a mentor who was not a typical business mentor. He was actually a theologist, and he was a clergyman, and he worked with a lot of individuals within his church. It so happened that I met him in a business program that I was in, and we really connected, and he saw that I was struggling to make consistent sales and make consistent revenue in my business. So he had me do a personality assessment, and this one was the Enneagram. It was my first introduction to the Enneagram. And he told me about my archetype, which is being the helper, someone who values human connections and relationships. And he said to me, Justin, a lot of individuals in business that you're working with, they're going to teach you to sell based on the offer. They're going to teach you to sell based on systems and strategy. Based on who you are, you actually sell and close deals based on the relationship. And it was such a revelation to me because deep down inside, I knew that, but no one validated that. And because no one externally validated that, within me, it was just a hunch that I didn't fully embrace in how I did business. So immediately after this revelation, this hunch that became a certainty, I really focused on nurturing, growing, and building the relationships with individuals in my audience. And sure enough, I was consistently closing more deals and getting more sales because I was effectively leveraging my strengths. I continued on to be an individual who specialized in lead gen, marketing, sales, and branding. And I would sell my services based on the outcomes, based on the ROI, based on the promise or the outcome of additional client acquisition. But I also realized that a lot of the individuals who invested in my services, who wanted these outer outcomes for their businesses, were struggling in the same way that I was struggling. Given these were individuals who had different archetypal qualities, but they weren't fully leveraging their archetypal preferences, their core motivations, their natural strengths. So I began introducing these archetypal wisdom systems to these individuals that I was working with. And it wasn't part of the offer, but I offered it to them. And I said, would you like to do a session and I can unpack your Enneagram type? Or would you like to do one of these other archetypal assessments? Because I love all of them. I find that there's a lot of overlap and there's so many nuances. I usually begin with the Enneagram, but I also love Working Genius. There's How to Fascinate. Of course, there's Human Design and the Gene Keys. And when I would offer these sessions to these clients that invested in ROI services, me revealing the layers behind their motivations of who they are, which is also, you want that congruency with your core motivations for who you are and the motivations for why you're in business. It was it's just mind-blowing. It was revealing. The individuals would often say, how do you know this about me? Like, this is me. Like, how do you know this is me? But it's understanding of pattern behavior, which is the archetypes. So because of the inner journey that I was on, and I'm still on, and beginning to share with others this inner journey that I know will be beneficial for the outer impact they want to make in their business, I began to lean more into the inner journey that I really want to support entrepreneurs in. So yeah, I'd say that's where I'm at now. I'm kind of rectifying the two. I'm finding the balance between the two. I would even say it might be the material aspects of building a business, and the more spiritual inner aspect of building a business.
I'm really curious. So the initial clients that you and associates that you worked with this process on, they embraced it, like they were already bought into you, and it was something that you just offered them on top of what they already had. When it comes to your wider marketing and attracting more people into your world, do you still lead with the inner work, or do you tend to lead with the systems, the lead gen, the ROI, and then the inner work is what they get when they're on the inside, the old, like, sell them what they want and give them what they need?
Yeah, that's a good question. I am still testing and I'm still figuring that out. Regardless of what I offer, there seems to be an overlap, and it's almost what individuals are initially drawn to. So right now, if someone were to book a call with me, it would be a consultation call for organic marketing and acquiring more clients through social media platforms without spending money on paid ads, organic marketing. You know how it is. And the other consultation link would be to book a call with me for the gene keys, for business wisdom, for archetypal empowerment. So I'm leading with that, where I build my brand, and if people check out a page of mine because they're interested in what I offer, then they can do either A or B. And from that call, I'm going to identify if they want A and B, if they want the strategy, the systems and the tools and the deeper inner energetic support and that deep guided inner journey. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it may change where it's just like, it's all included in one. But I feel that this way I can also serve and work with individuals who they already have their own strategies. They already have lead gen techniques. They're quite competent and fulfilled in what they're doing online to grow their business in that outer impact, external kind of way. But maybe they've never really looked into, the inner journey based on this archetypal awareness. Or maybe there's individuals who are initially more interested in this inner journey, and then I have conversations with them. It's like, well,
you need some systems, my friend. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Right. So I feel right now it's just like, do you want to talk about A or B first? And then from there, we may discuss other things.
Right. Sometimes it's an internal block. Sometimes you just need a better app, right?
Yeah.
I would love to know what happens to an entrepreneur's experience of their business. And obviously I have a particular interest in marketing and visibility and showing up and messaging. But what happens to an entrepreneur's experience of their business once they understand who they are, how they serve, once they are able to strategize in alignment with their Enneagram or with their gene keys? What changes in their business?
Yeah. So I'm gonna think back and reflect on what some clients and colleagues have said. They say there's this certainty in who they are, how they're meant to show up, what they're meant to do. There's this confidence in their abilities and their gifts. A lot of individuals say that engaging in the daily external activities of their business feels more effortless because they without a doubt know the inner impact that they're meant to make. And a lot of individuals start talking about synchronicities, how because they're more aware of their destiny, their purpose, their abilities, their gifts, how they're meant to interact with the world and the people in the world around them, that they just meet more of the right people without trying. And that means allies, colleagues, clients, events that come into their life. So I would say that's some of it. I'll also say that most people are not really aware of who they are. That's quite a broad general statement, and it may be conflicting to some individuals, but when I say that statement, I'm also referring to myself a handful of years ago. And it takes some deep reflection, some deep contemplation to really understand who you are. And that process of understanding who you are can be accelerated through working with another individual one-to-one who's really tuning into who you are and who you're meant to be and what your abilities are. They see the potential in you. They see your blind spots. I also believe there's potential for that within a community, within a group of individuals who are all kind of figuring themselves out, and they support each other. And the other method of that is, of course, these archetypal systems that I'm so passionate about. Again, the main ones being the Enneagram, the gene keys, and human design. So with that said, you begin to realize that a lot of the business strategies and methodologies that are offered out there by other so-called experts or gurus or leaders are designed for individuals of their archetype. So very often we're following strategies and
Their own.
right, of archetypes that are not our archetype. So our awareness of our own archetypal preferences or just who we're meant to be allows us to choose strategies from those who are very similar to us, or it allows us to modify and adapt strategies from others of different archetypes to better suit our archetypes. And even as I share this with you, I would say that that is a deep wisdom right there that not a lot of people talk about.
Thank you so much, Justin. We're going to draw our conversation to a close. But please let me know, people who want to learn more about working with you, where can they find out more about that?
Yeah, well, I would say I invite anyone to join my free school community, and you can join that at synergisticvisionaries.com. And that link will bring you to my prosperous business school, because I believe that a truly prosperous business is more than the sum of parts. And that includes understanding yourself, understanding others, having effective strategies, having tools, having leverage, having systems. So it's really about the inner focus and also the outer impact.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You will find that link in the description below. Drawing our conversation to a close, again, Justin Yip, thank you so very much for coming on and sharing your wisdom about entrepreneurship with the gene keys, the Enneagram, and integrating with your systems. You can learn more about what Justin does, again, by visiting synergisticvisionaries.com. And if you are in the business of selling magic, I would love to have you on a future episode. You will find the link to apply in the description below. And once again, if you want to switch on a golden tap of hot leads into your business who want what you're selling, check out the lesson at thedemandshift.com. That's all for now. Remember, you are magic. Be bold, stay sharp, say your prayers, and I will see you later.